Doing it back here again for another collection video, but before I get started, I want to say I'm sorry if I sound a little bit stuffed up. I think I'm getting a cold. Going from hot weather to, raining, it just really, it just messes with me. But anyway, guys, in this video, I thought it would be cool to do a video showing off all of the editions and releases that I own of Night of the Living Dead. And I wanted to do that because Night of the Living Dead is one movie that has had so many different releases. It's been available public domain for years, and it just seems like that whenever a low-budget company would release a horror classic DVD set or a classic horror DVD set, Night of the Living Dead always seemed like that one movie that they would always include. Or if a company wanted to release a scary sound CD or a CD with music for like a Halloween party or something, and if they wanted to include a classic horror movie on DVD, Night of the Living Dead was always like the go-to movie. So it's been available in so many different cheap, 50 movie DVD sets, 20 movie, horror classic, DVD box sets, but it's also had some really amazing releases from Anchor Bay and, of course, the most recent Criterion Collection Blu-ray. And I just thought it would just be cool just to do a video showing off all the different releases that I own of the movie. I'm also going to show off the two releases that I own of the Tom Savini remake, which I also really do enjoy. So yeah, and if you guys have a lot of different releases of Night of the Living Dead in your collection, I'd love to see some video responses, so, leave them down below or leave me a comment. Let me know what are some cool and unique releases of Night of the Living Dead that you own. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So the first release I'm going to talk about is, of course, the most recent and probably the best release of the movie available now, and that is the Criterion Collection Blu-ray. This is just an amazing release, and Night of the Living Dead is a movie that has always deserved a Criterion release, it being one of the greatest horror films of all time, and this is just such an amazing release, just packed with extras. And yeah, I did a video showing this off, so if anyone who hasn't seen it, you can look online, because I'm sure there are plenty of videos of people showing this release off, because this is just an amazing release. And I also got this release from my coworker Justin. This is the network Blu-ray release, and I believe this is a Korean release, I think is what he said. I really can't remember. I haven't watched it, so I really don't know what the transfer is. He said the transfer is pretty good. However, I have heard that this release does have some missing dialogue in it. Alright, now we're going to move on to sort of the low budget, horror classic DVD sets that I have. Like this one right here. This is a 15 film set on 5 DVDs, which includes, of course, Night of the Living Dead. And this is just a release that was put out by Diamond Entertainment that released a ton of these cheap horror classic DVD sets. There's Night of the Living Dead right there. Moving on, this is a cool 2 DVD set that was put out by Platinum, and it is the Mummies and Zombies set that includes the film Ancient Evil, Scream of the Mummy, and of course Night of the Living Dead. And what's cool about this release is that this was actually the first time I ever saw Night of the Living Dead was in this set. Like I said, it's just kind of a cheap set, but I saw it for the first time, and I remember being really creeped out by it. It was, at that point, I think the only other, horror classic, classic horror films that I saw, was House on Haunted Hill, which is another film that they always include in, horror classic DVD sets, and a few others, but, yeah, I'll go ahead and show you guys the DVD of it that's in here, which is this release right here. I've always liked this cover art, but this is the Classic Collector's Edition. There's really nothing on it, really. There's a small bio on it that just talks about the making of the film. But other than that, there's really no other, special features or anything. But it is a, like I said, an okay release. It's just a cheap, DVD release. But, like I said, it holds a place for me because this DVD was the first time I'd ever seen Night of the Living Dead. So, alright, now we're going to move on to one of the better DVD releases of the film. And that is this release right here. And this is the restored and remastered edition. This was the first DVD release that I picked up of the film that actually had special features and was remastered. And it does have a good amount of special features on it. It has 2 audio commentaries. It has a documentary, one for the Fire, which for some reason they did not include on the Criterion Collection DVD, or Blu-ray, excuse me. And I know a lot of people were kind of upset that they didn't include that, but it also has a Speak to the Dead, a Q&A with George Romero, Ben Speaks, the last interview with Dwayne Jones, a theatrical trailer, and just some other nice releases. This was put out for the 40th anniversary of the film. Then we have a really cheap release. This is a 2-feature film, just a double feature that has Fangs of the Living Dead and Night of the Living Dead. I got this at the Dollar Tree. Yeah, these really cheap, slim DVD releases. I'm not really sure if Fangs of the Living Dead is really related to Night of the Living Dead. I know there were so many movies that were released that had Of the Living Dead in the title, and some of them I think were meant to be sequels, and some of them weren't. But then of course you also have The Return of the Living Dead, which is a a lot of films were released in that series as well. But I've always loved this image right here of the little girl down in the basement whose name I forget, but I always love this image, and they use this image on a lot of different releases. And the last DVD release is actually in this Halloween Fright Night CD DVD set, and this was basically just a CD that was released that had different horror, different themes from different horror films. And this was basically put out for if you were having like a Halloween party and you wanted to have a CD on of horror music. And these it has just a ton of different, like Halloween Night, Nightmare on Elm Street, Bram Stoker's Dracula, The Beginning, Jaws, The Omen, just a nice collection of classic horror movie themes, and they were performed by the 101 String Orchestra. But like I said, this was just meant to be put on, if you were going to have like a Halloween party or something. But it also includes Night of the Living Dead on DVD, which I'll go ahead and open up and show you guys. There's the CD, and then the DVD. It says Hollywood Classics right there. Yeah. Just another cheap release of it, but I do like that. I do like those, the type of, CDs that they release, for like Halloween parties and stuff. They're just fun little things to, to have. All right, and now I'm going to show off the 2 releases that I own of the Tom Savini remake. I don't have a whole lot. I just got this one VHS right here, which this was the first time I ever saw this release on, the film. It's kind of a cool release. I like the different images on it. And the last one is this DVD release that was given to me from my coworker Justin. There we go. And that was it, guys. That was my video just showing off all the different releases that I own of Night of the Living Dead. And I just thought it would just be cool to do this because, Night of the Living Dead has been available in so many different, low-budget DVD releases, like I showed off, really cheap $1 DVDs. But then it's also had some really nice releases from Anchor Bay, collector's edition DVDs, Blu-rays. And of course, Criterion Collection has finally released it and given it the release that it deserves. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Let me know what you guys think about all the different releases that I own of Night of the Living Dead. And if you have a lot of releases of Night of the Living Dead in your collection, I'd love to see them. Leave me a comment or a video response down below, or let me know that you did a video and I'll check it out. Anyway, guys, thanks everyone for watching. Thanks to all of you guys for subscribing. As I always say, if you guys want to follow me on Facebook and Twitter, links will be down below. If you guys want to join my movie collecting Facebook group, I'll leave a link down below to that as well. And I hope you all have a great Memorial Day weekend.